Greetings and welcome back to the workshop. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing. Now, shall we carry on with that rotary table that is spreading pieces across the workbench? Right, so I've got my trusty ice cream tub. It's got degreaser in it. I just used this cheap one from, I think it was Screwfix, I think. And we'll just chuck all these nuts and bolts and things in it and give them a soak. I think we might need a new spring. Get all these bits in. I'm going to leave them a good half hour or so, hour maybe. I'm not sure what to do about this one yet, because those aren't sealed bearings, so I might clean that out with some fresh. Might get some fresh degreaser and clean that. The bearings feel alright. There's no play in them really, so it's only outside that needs a good scrub. And any old grease to get off.
A few minutes later.
Right, so they've had a good soak. And I've cleaned most bits. Most of the little bits are now done. I think here that's the reason why it's not spinning. We've got a bit of rust there and some serious rust there. So I think that's why that won't spin in the hole. We're going to see if we can sort some of these bits and pieces out before we put it back together. Decided I'm going to take this ring off, see if we can get it down a bit further. I think it's this whole bottom piece. Might make it a bit easier. These here could possibly be threaded. Yeah, they are. So what I think they are, they should push that ring off. See, it starts pulling this ring off the top, but we've not got much thread left. Because we don't really want to, might do it, just do it gently. There we are. Yeah, so the screws push down on this face and push that off, and then when you put it back on it should go on alright. Let's see if we can get them back out of there, because they'll be extremely tight now. And carry on cleaning that now. Right, so I've got all these little pieces now all cleaned, all degreased. That's come up quite well. Could still do with a bit more of a polish on the face, but it's come up really well so far with just a good clean. That bit, I can see there, it's got a lot of rust. So we're gonna have to get that in the lathe and polish that up. On the edge here there's some quite bad sharp bits, so we'll try and deburr those as well. Everything else has come up nice. These could do with a good polish before they go back in. A couple of the bolts could do with having the threads chased to smarten them up. This is all fine. Yeah, really nice. Quite pleased how that's come up. Now in the base, what we thought was rust is actually paint. It's brown paint, which is strange. In this bit down here, very probably difficult to see, there's a lot of rusty marks. There's lots of bits coming off still. That needs cleaning out, this one needs cleaning out, and obviously the main central one could do with a good polish. This face could do with stoning. As you go over, there's a few marks here, I don't know what they're from. A couple marks here that are raised, so we'll give that a bit of a stone and hopefully that'll come up. I think for my machine I need to open those holes out, so we might do a little machining on that. But to start with, we're going to tackle the rusty bit on the bottom. So all I do is I coat it in WD-40. This is just Scotch Brite, and it will remove the rust. Obviously some areas are going to be easier than the others. And we'll see what we get. Magnificent difference. Right, we shall keep going until it's all gone. I think some areas like that bit there, it's eating into it, so we might not get that. I'll carry on and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So I've got it clean now, and it's come up quite well. These dirtier marks, these here, are where it's pitted into the surface, but it's turned out really well. I've also given it a stone, and that smoothed it all off. There's no raised bits, it's all nice and flat. I have honed this bore, and I've cleaned out all these other holes. All this now is clean in here. Oil that was here, I've taken that off, I've cleaned it all. I've cleaned the thread, I've cleaned the hole going all the way through to this side, which goes to here. You can see the oil dribbling out of it because I've put some oil into it just to make sure it's clear. And I've cleared this hole. I've also discovered a hole here, so that's all been cleaned out, so that's nice and free. I've chased all the threads that's in this, so they're all clear. And the one last thing I did was I stoned this surface because there was a few marks here which you can still see, but none of them are now raised, so it's all now flat. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the modifications that I'm going to make to this rotary table and some of the tidying up. The base, obviously, I'm going to make these slots here a bit bigger to accept the bolt down stuff on the Bridgeport. There's this hole here to deal with, which, as you can see, it's all cracked and damaged. I'm thinking of machining that out and then basically making a washer that gets trapped between this and this part, so when that goes in, a washer, so to speak, fits in that, a tight fit, because it's not a tapered hole for some strange reason, it's straight. So I think this was originally to hold a centre in. Okay, so we're going to clean the edges of this up, which there's some quite bad marks and they're quite sharp and I don't want to cut myself. So using a bit of scrap, I think this was 2-inch diameter, I've just turned a boss that fits this, which literally, if it was a bit longer, it would hold itself on like so. And I've put a 10mm thread on here, so I can screw that in there, put on a couple of washers. We can bolt that on there. like so. There we go, that'll do us. Right, so I'm just going to use a file on the back edge. That's literally all it needs. That seems alright to me. Right, we'll just dress that edge off. There we are. Beautiful. Nice and smooth, no sharp edges. Right, so I've put it in low gear, and I'm just going to do that. Just clean this up with the WD-40 and the Scotch-Brite. That should be good enough. Right, I'll give that a try. That's now a perfect fit and rotates. Now if you are liking what you're seeing on the channel right now and you haven't already, then maybe think about giving us a little subscribe. Click the notification bell and you'll be notified when we next release a video. And don't forget to click that like button on this video if you're really enjoying it, because that will help it spread around to like-minded people and help this little community grow a little bit bigger. That would be fantastic. Yep. Back to the video. Right, so I've got this dialed in. It's dialed in to within about half a thou, which I think is suitable for what we're doing here. So I'm just going to get rid of this damaged bit here, and then we'll have to see what we can do with it afterwards. But I'm going to start with it on quite a low speed, I think, because I think this is cast, so we'll see how she does. .98 or 96, so we'll call that 45. I've had to make this a bit bigger. What I found was I was going to do it 38, but the bore of this is 38, so it wouldn't have clamped, it'd have just fallen straight out. But what it's done is it's given us a nice shoulder, so we'll make a washer using some M3, we'll make a plate, tap and countersink the plate, and we should be good. I've swapped back to the 3-jaw and I've put this piece of 50mm in. First I'm going to put a big hole in the middle, 3/4 of off of it. I think that should be enough. Yeah, that's deep enough. I think we might be there. I reckon that'd press on there. Oh yeah, that's gone right on. Beautiful. Right, there we go. The first side machined really nice, but the other side seemed to be quite rough, but we'll put the nice side towards the top and it fits quite well. I'll get this clamped down on the Bridgeport and then we'll figure out where we're going to put some holes in both these items. So I'll get set up and then we'll get drilling and tapping some holes. So it's now clamped down on the Bridgeport. Found the centre of what we're doing here. So we'll put that in there. I've already calculated where I need to put them. But to get them all lined up, I'm going to do this. It's really just to stop that lifting up when we're drilling and to keep it in place. I'll do it. Went in a bit far with that one. Should be alright though. Right, this can now come off. Right, the worst bit now is we've got to tap it. With something this delicate, it's always worthwhile going in with a number 1 tap. You know, a starter tap, and then going in with the right one after, you know, the finishing thread. Just get the thread started. So you keep dropping everything down the hole. As soon as it goes tight, stop. And then on to the next. Eventually we should end up with a perfect fitting disc. That we can hopefully not drop all the screws all over the floor again, or on the bed. Yeah, I went a bit deep with that countersink on that one. That one's gone a bit down, but it won't make no difference. Better down than up. We don't want them sitting up. So there we are. There we are, fixed. So that damaged area that we had at the beginning, we've now been able to repair it so it's just like it was originally. So now we can put a boss inside there if need be to find the centre. So I'm going to have to call that a day for this video. I didn't expect this to become a multi-part series. I thought it'd be a really quick and easy clean up and put back together, but looking like it's a 3-parter. So with that, see you in the next one. Laters. Does look good though.